Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. Wonderful, wonderful. Peace, blessings, and enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to all our kings, queens in the house on this wonderful Sunday that we are experiencing here on this wonderful webinar. The 23rd day of March 2025, where we are definitely alive, vertical, and mobile. It's so good to be here. Thank you very much, Queen Marie Pendy. Thank you very much for all of those welcoming, welcoming, and welcoming everyone to the wonderful spirit here as we dream with Ash Mufareh. As you know, we are definitely going to be playing the theme song of Dream Team, which is by our one and only international, world renowned recording artist, Queen Lerato Shadare, with In It to Win It, a song that we have grown to love, a song that we have grown to appreciate, a song that we have grown to be fascinated, especially with the wonderful vocal cords of Queen Lerato Shadare. So, therefore, at this time, please watch as we bring to you In It to Win It.
Your next stop is on Passive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Lerato Shadare. At this time, we are just going to ask Queen Marie Pendy to just give a shout out and a formal welcome to everyone.
Yes, let me start from the screen here by welcoming our incomparable Dr. Derek Clark. I am going to welcome myself, Marie Pendy. Let me welcome Miss Lily Lane or Queen Lily Lane, Queen Lena MacArthur, Queen Yvonne Finn, Queen Debbie McCormick, Queen Lerato Shadare, Queen Edith Skiweya, Queen Dr. Benny, Queen our guest speaker, King Michael Williams. Welcome. And let's welcome Priscilla Hook, all the way from the United Kingdom. Now, did you think Sida, the Queen, Dr. Doris, Dr. Nadu? I would miss calling out and shouting out your names. Welcome, Mary Wilson and Martha and Paulette Lawson and Alenji, all the way from South Africa. Shout out to you and welcome. Thank you all for coming. I saw Grace, Queen Julie Pierce. Welcome to this great webinar. You're in for a great treat today. Antoinette Stelling, all the way from Jamaica. Give you a big hug and welcome. Let's welcome everybody all over the world, wherever you're chiming in, and those who are on this platform that I haven't specifically called you, a big hug and shout out to you and welcome. And over to you, Dr. Derek Clark. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Queen Marie Pendy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now we are going to introduce the host with the most to continue with the program as it is in line to activate. And that would be none other than our sweet, lovely, wonderful person, the host, Queen Debbie McCormick.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. I'm sorry. I'm working from my phone.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you, Sister Marie, and everyone who is in the house. We are so honored and blessed today to have you join us. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Chicago, and I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. We're starting this webinar with a wonderful, inspirational talk that we call it the mindset or the word. And you heard the voice of the person who is going to say that for us today. She's none other than our lovely sister, Lerato Shadare. Sis, welcome. I'm not going to take too much time. It's just so good. We're prepared to hear from you, and I'm going to pass the microphone over to you. Please inspire us as we prepare to hear from our
You
brother.
inspire me. Me, I can inspire. I'm just speaking my heart. Says it's so good to see you. It's been a long time.
I know. I'm here now.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yes, me too. I was gone for a while, but it's really, really good to be here. But you're my inspiration too. So we inspire one another. All I do here is to come and share my heart and hope that I can also just we sharpen one another. That's basically what we're doing here. So it's good to be here. And before I could even start with anything, I just want to hop on what my beautiful sister Dr. Benny always says. She always says that we're not here by our own making and our own power, as much as we think that we do have the power to wake ourselves up in the morning, or to put air in our lungs, or to give life to ourselves. No, it's not like that. It's we have a power, higher power, that enables us to be here and have expression. In Him we live and move and have our being. So it's only wise to also acknowledge that when we come together, to remind one another that we have an opportunity. When we wake up, it's another opportunity to love well, to make better choices, to just express ourselves to the best of our ability and to the greatest of everybody's benefit, which is we are light beings, right? So I'm happy to be here. I'm so excited. It's been a long time. It's been such a long time. And I'm also excited because I'm going to hear from my brother, Michael. It's always a delight to hear from him. So I'm not going to talk much today. I'm trying to start from where we ended off the last time. We spoke about trust, we spoke about faith, and we spoke about loyalty, all these things that we've been talking about. And there are other things that I wanted to add on because, after I left here, I was just reflecting on many things in my haters. When I'm traveling and everything, I do a lot of thinking and a lot of reflection. And I think about, things, some things also. As I'm speaking, I'm also teaching myself and I'm pouring also into myself. So I don't just speak here and just let it rest. I go deeper and I meditate about certain things and I pray about it. And I ask for wisdom and I ask for revelation. So there are things that I was delving into. And I mean, most of us know that the world is more spiritual than physical, right? We see the physical world, but nothing actually is stable. If you look into the laws of science, it will tell you that nothing is actually stationary. Everything is always in constant motion. So nothing really stays. You might look at it and it's solid, but it's not really solid. Everything is in constant motion, right? Even the world that we are on, or the planet that we are on, is in constant it's in constant motion. It's not just standing still. It's spinning in with thousands. Like last time I was watching a video where they were telling the speed of the earth when it rotates, how fast it's moving. And not all of us are here. We're not just thrown out of it and it's moving so fast. Everything is in constant motion. So that tells you that the laws that govern this universe are they're very amazing, right? And when it comes to mindset, we spoke about the fact that the world is more spiritual. So there are many laws that we might not think that they're tangible, but these laws govern so many things, and it would do us a good. It would do us good to understand these laws and adhere to them. We spoke about our mind, and we said that we have to be intentional what we choose, how we choose to build our minds, how we choose to to mold ourselves as spiritual beings and also physical beings here on this planet, so that we can benefit, have reap the how do I say, to reap the benefits of being here, and not just be here for the sake of being here, but have an impact, right? So, and the law that I was meditating the most about, last time when we spoke about loyalty and faith and trust, what popped up to me the most was, it was faith, right? It was faith, because I'm like, as much as you don't see faith, it's something that last time I said that it's something that we're told that it can move mountains, and you don't have to have a heap of it in order to move those mountains. The fact that when you align yourself with faith and start aligning with faith, many things can happen in your life, and shifts will happen in your life, shifts that you will never ever think were possible. But it just tells you that faith is very powerful. It moves the impossible and makes them possible, right? And the law that goes also with faith is the law of certainty, to be certain. Right? You cannot have faith and doubt. Doubt is the opposite of certainty. You cannot have faith and 1 minute you're like, I trust, and then 2 seconds later you're like, I don't know, and you're falling apart and you're not certain anymore. In order for faith to be activated, you have to be certain. And it reminds me also of our COO. I'm like, with everything, I mean, the bits and pieces of what we conclude or what we see, and when he comes and talks to us, and how certain he is of the vision that he has, how certain of he's so certain of winning, that for some of us, when we encounter half of what he has encountered, we would have crumbled. We would have not had faith. We would be, oh my God, we would not even be here. it would take everything to convince us to be here to address everybody that is here. So, and I was wondering, I'm like, the way that he believes is powerful for me, like to me, like when I'm watching him speak and I'm watching what he says and everything, I'm like, it's for me, there's so many there's so many things that I've learned from On Passive, but also from just the encounter with different beings that I've met here, people that I've met here, and how they believe. They challenge me also, my faith and my way of thinking. And he's one of the people that challenges my way of thinking, including Brother Michael, by the way. He's one of the people that challenges my thinking and that challenges my faith, because there's no time that Mr. Ash, with everything that is happening, okay, there's no time when I heard him say, it's all going to haters, it's all going to hell. I'm not, his faith is so strong, right? So he's certain that I have a vision, it's going to be accomplished. That's why the word that says do or die, that means there's no way at any point am I going to, I might be tired, I might be challenged, but there's no way at any point am I going to not believe in this dream. There's no way at any point am I not going to believe in this succeeding. There's no way. There's no point where I'm not going to believe in this thing succeeding, because I'm committed to it. I'm married to the vision, right? My loyalty to my dream, right? My trust in this dream and whomever gave me. I mean, of course, all of us, we have downloads. God gives us dreams. God gives us, for us who believe in God, we believe that we have, you have that burden to do something with our lives, and we have a mission, we have a purpose, and we have to accomplish it. So when you have that dream, it's too big to just, leave along the way. You might be tired and you put it aside for 2 seconds, but you have to pick it up. For me, it's my mission in singing, right? I mean, when you go to the music industry, you will give up before you even start, because there's a lot of crap there, right? When you go into the industry, it's really hard. You go into the industry, there's everything else that has nothing to do with singing that you have to deal with, that you even forget your first love. All right. So I can imagine for him is that we have business, we want to operate ethically, but there's everything else to do with everything else, but not the business that we want to do. Right? The sabotage, there are different things that are happening. You're like, what the hell does this have to do with my vision and the business? Oh my God, why do I have to deal with this? But, I just believe that these are the things. Sometimes you have to encounter this kind of thing so that we will know how much we believe, so that we can understand our roots. What are we grounded on? Right? What are we grounded on? Are we anchored on something real? Is our dream real enough to pursue? And to be married to and to be committed to? Are we really, are we rooted that deep enough, right? We know that there are people who are not rooted enough. I mean, we're not judging anybody, but some people are committed up to a certain point, and then after that, they're like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not, let's hop on to the next thing, right? Let's move on. Which is fine. All of us have our different graces, people, and nobody's saying anything negative. I'm not saying anything negative, but to be strongly rooted and be committed to your dreams, and to say, listen, I am certain. I don't care what comes. I don't care who. I don't care. I'm committed to this, and I'm going to see it to completion. That's how committed that we have to be. Like that certainty that with everything in our lives, it's not only with On Passive. We have dreams, we have aspirations, we have things that we want to do. For those of us who believe that we have a calling, we have a purpose, we have to see it through. No matter what it is. It could be you being a committed mother to your children's education. I don't care what it is. But when we are married to that thing, to see it through, we cannot be convinced by anything, any other thing that comes, to give up on those things that we believe so strongly that they will happen for us or for our families or for whatever, right? So that's where I was sitting there and I was thinking about certainty, being certain, being unwavering in what you believe in. It doesn't matter what it is. Even in our growth, when we're committed to our growth, I'm committed to my development and growth every day. Some days are harder than the other days. Some days you will believe it. You're like, yeah, the world is happening. And then the other days you'll just be dragging your feet. But at no point am I giving up on myself. Like, it's not happening. Yeah. So the strength that I have today, if I don't have it tomorrow, I'm like, okay, fine. Today I'm operating at 50%. I guess my 50% will be the best of me on that day, but there's no way I'm going to allow myself to stay there forever. I'm committed to developing myself. I'm committed to presenting myself as the best, to my best ability, to learn as much as I can. Every day is a learning opportunity for me. Every day is like, okay, what did I do yesterday that didn't contribute to my growth? What did I choose yesterday that didn't contribute to my mindset of prosperity? Because I told you the last time to say, when we choose to prosper, it's a daily choice. You wake up every day knowing that you're operating in the spirit of prosperity. It's something that you have to be diligent about. Everything you have to agree with good, you have to agree with God. So it's a constant, it's in motion every day. It's a choice that we make. So of course, some days are going to be harder than the others to believe and to be trust and everything. But I am not, at no point do I give up. At no point do I say, you know what, I'm done with all of it. I'm not developing anymore. I'm not going. No, guys, right? I'm certain that whatever I put my mind into and that goal that I have, those dreams, everything that I set my mind to, whatever it is that I'm shaping myself into, all these things, I will see them into completion. I'm not leaving anything halfway, right? I'm not leaving anything halfway. So I want no regrets, right? With my life, everything in my life, I want to look back and not have any regrets. So that's the pace that I'm setting for myself. Whether it's in everything, I just don't want to have any regrets. So I'm committed to seeing everything, how I believe, how I present myself, whether in my relationships and whatever. I'm like, it's a constant work, and there's no point at any point am I giving up on myself or on my development. Any point, I'm not giving up. If anything happens that will trip or where you fall down, I dust myself up again. I was like, okay, what did I learn from this experience? Sometimes we don't sometimes that moment you don't want to look at what you learned. You're just angry. You're just angry that you went through whatever experience, especially when it's unpleasant. Sometimes the learning moment comes way later because I'm like, damn it, I don't want to learn anything. I'm just angry. But the learning point will come when you sit down and self-reflect. You will realize that even in the most unpleasant situations, there are things that we take out of that. Whether we grow from there, we make better choices or whatever, we learn from every experience in life. So I just want us now to really focus on how certain are we, in our winning. How committed are we? How loyal are we to our dreams, to ourselves? And even this development thing where, my sister said before that, inspire me. I'm like, sis, we're inspiring one another. So that means then when we come here today, we have to be better than yesterday. I should be able to hear something from Sister Yvonne that we are all evolving and pulling one another, right? So I should be able to hear when I talk to you, we should be able to meet at a point knowing that both of us are growing. We're not just stuck. We're not, some of us are not still, being left behind in 1994 while everybody's moving forward. We should all know that we're all growing together and we're gleaning from one another and learning and growing, right? And becoming the best versions of ourselves and powerful beings that we are, right? So as much as we spoke about loyalty and faith and trust, I want us to be certain. Everything that we choose to commit ourselves into, or the way we believe, we have to be certain. We cannot be wishy-washy and doubtful in everything in our lives. As soon as we focus on something and we pray about it, or we meditate on it, or we choose it for ourselves, we cannot afford to be wishy-washy, right? I'm just going to quote two scriptures. I'm not making, guys, we're not a church, I know, but I'm going to quote what I know. So two scriptures that says, whatever you ask for in prayer and believe that you receive it, then it will be yours. It said, whatever you ask, and don't forget the asking, or when we pray and we ask, even our feelings, the energy that we exude or whatever, our energy is also asking. You can't just speak the words and not back it up by your energy, right? So we have to vibrate with everything if we're going to be asking, we have to be now operating on the level of faith. Our vibration, everything about us have to vibrate in that faith, in faith. We cannot speak one thing and then act the other or feel the other. No, we all have to be in alignment, right? So it says, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you receive it. Believe. Remember that they said the certainty, believe that you receive it and it will be yours. So believe. That faith activates that access of possibility for you, right? And then the second one says, when you ask, you shouldn't hesitate. You shouldn't ask You should ask in faith without doubt. Because now doubt makes everything, it's like you're sending mixed signals. Right now you're saying yes and then no at the same time. So God, the spirit doesn't know what to do with you. It's like, dude, you're sending mixed signals. You just said you want this, and then 2 seconds later you turn around and doubted that it's going to happen. 2 seconds later, you doubted that this thing can happen for you. You started, do I even deserve it? Or should I even have asked for that? Then be certain. Be deliberate with your words and let everything that you do be deliberate. If you're not sure, then don't ask. Just sit in it a little bit and meditate more. Then, when you ask, you have to be certain so that we can receive the things that we're asking for. And then it will accelerate that manifestation process for us as well when we ask in certainty. Right? So the law of certainty, all of us can just go into it and just start meditating on it as we go through the will. It's like, what is my belief? How, what is my belief game? Am I those people who will believe 1 second and then when we leave here from the meeting, we are in the doom and gloom, nothing is happening, and what is my belief game? Am I okay? Am I fit there? When it comes to faith, am I that person that will say, you know what? I have that tenacity to believe for something and not let go until I see it come to pass, right? Until I see it manifest, I'm not letting go of it. And like for all of us here, we have good news. You don't need to have a mountain of faith. You have to have like mustard seed faith in order to do things that are beyond even our human comprehension. To move big things, we need just something small, which is like a mustard seed, equivalent to a mustard seed. So let's all ask ourselves here, how do we believe? When we want something for ourselves, even this prosperity that all of us we are now consciously saying that we operate in that spirit, how committed are we to it? Do we actually believe that we are prosperous? How are we committed to? What are the things every day that reinforces that commitment? Do we sit, meditate 2 seconds and say, yes, I'm prosperous? And even if things are contrary to what you see, you're like, no, but the law of prosperity is the law that governs my life. Everything else can fall into whatever, but me, I'm governed by the law of prosperity and faith. So there's no way that things around me will not align. They have to align. Eventually, everything will align, right? So let's just ask ourselves, guys, into the coming week, how is our faith game, right? Our loyalty to our dreams and our aspirations, everything. And even this dream of on passive, how much do we believe actually? How much energy we invest in believing and pushing it forward to say it's surely going to come to pass? It may tarry. How much energy do we spend in pushing it through, even with our energy, with our thoughts, with our prayers, with our words? How much do we invest in that? Or do we sit and complain the whole time? Oh, 7 years, it's not happening. And when we come here, oh, yeah, wonderful. But then later we're speaking something different on the other side. We can't do that, guys. We have to be single-tongued. We can't speak with double-tongued and we're speaking something else. On the other side, we're speaking something else. We can't. So let's be committed to our dream and support it with everything that we have. Everything, with our minds, our spirit, our soul. We support it with that, with our prayers, with everything. We support it with that, and surely it will come to pass, because I think all of us now, we all know the character of our CEO. For those who are in tune, you will know that he's somebody who's very sincere and he wants this to happen. So let's support him with everything that we have, even our faith. So thank you so much, guys. I love you so much. In case you didn't hear, I love you so much. Thank you.
We love you too. We love you too. Sister Marie, your hand is up.
I don't understand what the mystery is with my computer. I did not put my hand off, but I was able to put it back down. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you very much, Sister Lerato. That's awesome. And if I heard you very well, you asked us, you did share that nothing is stable, and life, as we all know, is constantly changing. Yeah, it's true. Everything in life is constantly changing. The time we started this webinar, it has changed. And the time we all joined this group, everyone joined at a different time, and everything is changing. So is life, and so is what we do for ourselves and to support this platform and other communities. So thank you. That was an amazing, awesome mindset that you shared with us today. And I'll remember that there's no certainty in our lives, even our faith. Sometimes it's shaken. So, yeah, we learn and we move along. Thank you so much, beautiful. I'm glad you got the memo that you should put on something red today. All right, I'm not going to keep our guest of honor waiting because we've kept him without him saying a word for 30 minutes. He's a very patient person. And we'll just go straight to the point. Brother Michael, we welcome you to Dream Team as always. And this is going to be an amazing chat that we're having with you today. And we hope that everyone who came here had a reason for coming, because you always support the platform. And sometimes people come because they know who the guest speaker is going to be. And for those of you, whatever reason you are here, we are so honored that you are joining today. I know that some people have, this is a family chat, by the way. Fireside is a family chat because you sit in a small, cozy area and everyone has something that they share, they contribute, ask questions, or share some views and opinions. So I have just one thing that I want to share with Brother Michael. Brother Michael, welcome, and thank you for accepting our invite today.
Thank you so much, Debbie. Glad to be here with you guys and look forward to the next 1 hour and 15 minutes that I have with you guys.
We'll try to make it brief. Thank you. We're not going to take you out. I just sent a message to the team saying you have very limited time with us today, so we have to respect that. 1 hour. We promise we'll get you out before that time. So, Brother Michael, I know you are a dynamic and resilient. And you have been working with a lot of people in various platforms, in various everything, walks of life. Can you share a moment in your life when you are faced with a significant challenge? And how have you been able to adapt and overcome that challenge? It's going to help those of us who are here at this moment to learn from your personal experience so we can also help ourselves. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. There have been lots of instances, lots of moments, lots of challenges, because that's what life is all about. Okay. In order for you to grow, you have to be challenged, right? If you're not challenged, that means you're not growing. Okay. It's as simple as that. People who seek success, challenges are always going to come. Okay. It's never easy, right? It isn't easy. The easy route is for people to go get a 9-to-5 job. That is the easy route. Okay. It will not bring what you're looking for, but it is the easy route, right? You clock in at this particular time, you clock out at that particular time. Every 2 weeks you're getting your paycheck or whatever the case may be. It's easy. Okay. You just go do your job and you're good to go. When you're a business person, when you work for yourself, when you have to depend on your ability, your skills, your knowledge, all of that, in order to take care of yourself and your family, there are challenges, okay? And there will always be challenges when it comes to that, right? As we know, most businesses fail in the first 3 to 5 years. So if you decide to go out on your own and be a business person, there's a very high probability that you will fail, okay? But failure doesn't mean that you will not succeed. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, right? So, I mean, to give you one specific, moment, I'm not sure I can even pick one because there's been many, right? But I would just say it in a general terms, in that when challenges come, to me, it forces you to push forward even more. Like, it forces you, right? If you have that never given up attitude, okay, which is what it takes to be successful, by the way. Okay. To me, to be successful in life is very easy, right? I really believe that. It just comes down to effort, right? Our dear sister says, whatever we ask in prayer, if we believe it, right? You will receive it. Okay. But there's a lot more to it than that, right? Because you just can't ask for whatever you want. You can't say, well, I want to fly, right? Well, it's not going to happen. You can believe as much as you want to believe. It's not going to happen, okay, that you're going to fly. Okay. Since we've been on this earth, have we seen any human being fly, right? Somebody says, well, I want $1 billion. Okay. Doesn't mean you're going to receive this $1 billion, right? You understand me? So, we have to, read, and also understand what we're reading and be able to apply it, right? It's a little here and a little there, right? It's bits and pieces, and you put those bits and pieces together, and that's how you come up with the whole of the matter, right? So in another place, it says faith without works is dead, right? So that means you can have all the faith in the world, right? But if there's no works, there's no action, right? Then nothing's going to happen. You understand, folks? So someone says, I believe I'm going to succeed. I believe I'm going to have success in this business. But then they do nothing, right? You understand me? They do absolutely nothing. They take no actions. There's no effort, right? Then you're not going to be successful, okay? That's just how it works, okay? So we have to understand that when it comes to life, yes, I agree 100% that we are, spiritual beings. There's a lot of things going on in this world that we don't understand because we don't see it. Okay. It's not physical, so we don't see it, but there's lots of stuff that goes on. Right. And I think that as long as we're committed, okay, commitment, as long as we are committed. So if I say, you know what, I want to help 1,000 people become millionaires. If I'm committed to that task, I believe it's going to happen. Right? Because I'm taking the necessary actions to ensure that that happens. It's not just lip service. I'm not just saying it. You understand? Right? So when we look at even within unpassive, and we've committed a lot of time, a lot of effort, right? Do we believe that it's going to happen? Right? Absolutely, we believe, right? So not because we don't see it happening, it doesn't mean that our belief goes out the window, right? We believe 100%, right? But we also know that there has to be actions, okay? So one action is that our CEO will come to us at some point and he'll let us know what the next steps are. So we have to wait for that action. We have to wait for that to happen in order to move forward. Now, I would say a challenge, right? And this is a recent one, okay? A challenge is when you decide that you want to take care of yourself and your family, and then you have people want to dictate to you or dictate to others around you what they can and cannot do, okay? And I want you to listen to me and listen to me very, very carefully, okay? Number one, we are not slaves, okay? It's important that we all understand that. Not one of us, okay? Not me, not you, none of us. We are not slaves, okay? We are all adults, and we can all make up our minds as to what we choose to do, as long as we're not infringing on the rights of others. You understand? I don't believe in taking advantage of anyone, right? So to me, that's a challenge. So how do you go out and, do what you need to do to take care of yourself and your family to make sure you still have a roof over your head? Because last time I checked, there's no one in on passive that is paying your bills. You understand? No one. Not from the top, not to the bottom. No one is paying your bills. So that means you, okay, including myself, right? Us, we, right? We have to do what is necessary in order to pay your bills. Now, you may go jump into a business that is garbage. That is your choice. And if it doesn't work out, that was your choice, okay? You may put, $1,000, $5,000 or whatever into something and you lose it. That is your choice. The reality is that over the last 7 years, many have done exactly that, okay? Not because you don't hear about it, it doesn't mean it has not happened, right? I've heard stories. People have lost $25,000, $30,000, like crazy money from putting into things that they really shouldn't have been involved in, okay? But the bottom line is it's still that person's choice. They chose, they made that decision to go do whatever they did. It's still their choice. You understand? So when I hear talk, when it comes back to me, that, oh, this person is doing this and that person is doing that and this person is lying to people and that person is trying to, bring people down the wrong path and people are telling people, oh, you need to go get a job and things of that nature. I'm like, who in the world do you think you are? If you are man enough, if you are a woman enough, pick up the phone and give me a call. Okay? If you are man enough, if you're a woman enough, pick up the phone and give me a call and have that conversation with me. Now, I'm not saying they're talking about me, right? I'm not saying they're talking about me, but they are talking about people that are within the unpassive family. So whether it's me, whether it's somebody else, it doesn't matter. It's still the same, okay? It's still the same. We came together as a family. We've worked together tirelessly as a family. And yet you're going to have some who believe that they are bigger than others that want to dictate to people what they can and cannot do, threatening them. Oh, you're going to get kicked out of them. Who in the world do you think you are? Right? So folks, that's a challenge. How do I deal with it? I pretty much put my head down and I go to work and I do what I need to do. That's how I deal with challenges, folks, right? I can pick up the phone and call other people and says, hey, why are you saying this? And why are you saying that? Are you talking about me? I refuse to do that. You understand, folks? As long as I am right with my God, with my creator, that's all that matters. As far as other people's opinions, I don't really care what people think, as long as I know that I'm in the right where my creator is concerned. I've expressed this time and time again. My first priority is to my creator, to my God. You understand? That's my first priority. That's where I want to make sure that everything I'm doing is in right standing with him. You understand? And then everything else falls afterwards. God has always provided for me, people. Yes, I know it's not church. Okay, but I'm going to let you know, if I haven't expressed it before, he has always provided. You understand? When things look grim, when these challenges come, he always make a way. Why? Because I get down on my knees and I pray and I ask. I seek. You understand me? When I ask, I receive. Because I don't ask amiss. I know what I'm asking for. You understand? I know what I'm requesting for. I know what I'm seeking for. And when I seek, I actually find. You understand, folks? Because that's what faith and belief is all about. It's either you do or you don't, right? And you are who you are. Don't get it twisted. You are who you are. And no amount of money is going to change who you are. All it's going to do, folks, is enhance who you are. If you are a liar, if you're a cheat, okay, the more money you have is the more of that you're going to do. If you're a kind person, if you're a loving person, if you're a caring person, the more money you have is the more of that you're going to do. It's as simple as that, folks. So when challenges come, you just look up, you get down on your knees, you ask for guidance, you ask for help, and you keep pushing forward. Because in the end, that's all that matters. As long as you're in right standing with your creator, that's all that matters, folks. Okay? And so I will continue to move in that direction where I will continuously help people, because that's what I'm about at the end of the day. And I choose to make my money, to make sure there's a roof over our head, to make sure my family has food to eat, right? I choose to do all of that by helping other people. The more people I help, it's the more money I make. It's as simple as that, folks. So in other words, if I don't help anyone, I don't make any money, because that's the path that I've chosen for myself. I've chosen a path whereby, okay, how can I make money? Well, if I help these 10 people over here and I help them get what they're looking for, so they're happy, oh, I'm taken care of. You know what? I like that philosophy. I like that idea. You understand? And I've done this for years upon years upon years, folks. And it has worked over and over and over again. Why? Because it's a godly principle. You understand? You do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You don't do unto others because they're going to do this for you. No. You understand? So in other words, I'm going to treat you, right, the way I would want you to treat me. It doesn't mean that you're going to treat me that way. You understand? You have to understand that, folks. So it's all about you. Focus on you. Focus on your mindset. Focus on your belief. Focus on your faith. And you will always succeed in life if you're true to yourself. Don't be true to some other person and jump on some bandwagon. Don't do that. Be true to who you are. If your gut is telling you do this, do it. If your gut is telling you don't do it, don't do it. You understand? Don't let anybody twist your mind, twist your faith, twist your belief. None of that stuff. Stand firm on what you believe in. This is why I tell people that no matter who you are in this world, you can't come to me and change what I believe. You understand? Can't, right? Because then that tells me that my foundation wasn't firm. I didn't have a solid foundation. It doesn't mean that people can't change, because maybe you don't have a solid foundation. But I know 100% factual that I have a solid foundation. And that foundation will never, ever, ever change. You understand? Because God himself put that into my mind. And I know that for a fact. I've seen the evidence. I've seen the proof. So I know what I'm talking about, folks. You understand? So when you know what you believe, ain't no one can move you. Ain't no one's gonna make you switch. All right? So when challenges come, let me wrap it up by saying, when challenges come, folks, you just stay true to who you are, and you will always win if you are on the side of truth. Okay? If you're not on the side of truth, then yeah, you're gonna lose. Okay? You have to be on the side of truth. If you are on the side of truth, you will always win. Be true to who you are. Don't run after money. Okay? The good book says for the love of money, not for money. It says the love of it. You understand? So when people love money, they're going to do all sorts of misdeeds in order to get it. Right? They will go kill their own parents to get the money. You understand? Because they love it. Right? They will go rob banks, kill children, do all sorts of crime. Like, folks, when they love it, don't love it. Love people, don't love money. Use money, don't use people. These are simple things that I live by, folks, and I'll continue to do so until the day that I die. Back to you, Debbie.
Wow, Brother Michael.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so, so much. I'm going to use one of the things you said as my daily slogan. Faith without work is death. Action is what is required once you have faith. Yeah, I know what to do when it comes to facing challenges. I know what to do. I have to remind myself of this conversation we're having.
Just give me a call when you have a challenge. Don't worry. I'll remind you what to do.
I know where to go. I know how to catch it, to find you, as long as it's not during your laundry time on Sundays. All right, thank you. I know some of our team members have questions for you. Sister Lerato, please.
Yes. Oh, my sister. I was going to tell you that I'm sure you were in my room when I was meditating about what to ask Brother Michael, because your question is almost similar to what I wanted to ask him. So we're in the same spirit, right? It's really good. It's really good. No, my brother, I just want us to have a personal conversation, just, to keep things more personal, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
And tell me if you want to answer the question or not. But the question is about, what has the experience of on passive taught you? What are those things that when you look back now in the time that you've been on passive, those things when you look back and you say, you know what, I've learned this, I've learned that, I've learned this have, those teaching moments for you. Can you mention them to us? Maybe I'll be able to glean a couple of wisdom points from what you're going to say, what your experience is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Number one is patience. Right? That's the biggest one. And I believe, for me personally, like prior to on passive, I've always been a patient person. So, but I know it's one of the things that many have learned and gleaned from being on passive is how to be patient, right? Which is a good character, right? It's a good characteristic, to have. You want to have patience within your life, okay? Because and it's not just with regards to business, with your family. Maybe you're not patient with your spouse. Maybe you're not patient with your children. You know what I mean? You get upset too easy, or you know what I mean? Or you don't give them time to develop, to give them time to grow. In a relationship, you're not patient with the relationship. You don't give it time to grow and blossom and so on, right? So patience is very, very key when it comes to being successful, right? Because sometimes it takes time. Okay, sometimes it takes time. There's been companies that's taken 10 years for them to actually flourish, right? There are people that have been doing home-based business, affiliate marketing, network marketing, whatever, been doing all these things. And it's not until like 30 years later, they finally get the success that we're looking for. I've seen it. I've seen people that were in those positions, and all of a sudden, because they kept at it, they just believed that one day, and they kept working. But the thing that you thought, that's going to be the one, it may not be the one. You understand? It may turn out to be something else, right? It happens in all our lives. I look at my children, and okay, they decide they want to play this sport, and then it turns out that the sport that went on to university and play is a different one. But this is the one that they spend so much time. No, it's going to be this. It's going to be this. It's going to be this. And then all of a sudden now it's like, oh, okay, it's going to be this one instead. And that's the one they go on to pursue in university, right? So, these things happen. But if we're patient, okay, if we allow, for me, because of my belief, where God is concerned and so on, right? If we're patient and let Him work within us, you understand me? We will get what we're looking for. We will get what we're seeking. But sometimes we want it now. So because we want it now, right, we end up making mistakes, right? We end up jumping into the wrong thing because we're not being patient. We're not waiting, okay? So definitely that's the one that's top of the list, right? And certainly, coming inside here, being able to see the growth in people, right? To see people's mindset, how they're starting to think differently. They're coming in and they're just thinking transactional. Okay, where's my money? Where's my money? I want to make money, and then they realize that, wow, you know what? There's more to life than just money. You know what I mean? So that family atmosphere, coming together and seeing people helping each other, right? There's been many times of different requests and so on, and people came to the aid of others. People giving of themselves. There's been a lot. There's no doubt about it. But we can't forget the point that we all joined a business to make money. We still can't forget that point, right? But sometimes it's a delayed gratification, right? Sometimes, as I said, maybe it's that 8th year where it finally, breaks open for us, right? Or who knows, maybe it's something else that comes along and is able to help you, achieve what you're looking for, right? It's like somebody starting a business. Like many years ago, I was in a business, and I thought, wow, this business is so good. It's going to be the one. And it turned out the next business that came along, we created over 300 millionaires in that particular one. So the one that I thought was going to happen didn't happen there, but the next one it did, right? So you just never know, right? You never know. in life. I mean, for me, I thought, oh, for sure, I'm going to be playing in the NFL, right? That's what I thought growing up. Now that was my focus, right? And I did all the right things that I'm supposed to do and so on and so forth. I got to university. I'm playing in university. So I expect, okay, here we go. You know what I mean? And it didn't work out, right? Doesn't mean that I give up on life. No, you just have to turn your focus onto something else. You have to change. You have to make an adapt. You have to adapt to whatever the current circumstance is. You understand me? So we have to understand that as well. And then the last thing is change, right? We do have to understand that, like you mentioned, right? Nothing on this planet, right, is just sitting there. Okay, things are always in motion, right? Again, because you have to go down to the to see the tiny little particles, to see the atoms and all these things, to see that no, things are actually moving. You know what I mean? Things are constantly in a state of motion. That's one of the laws that governs our planet, right? And so the same thing goes with us. The same thing goes with our business. The same thing goes with our family. Your kids them don't stay 2 years old forever. You know what I mean? They become 3 and 5 and all these different things, right? They don't stay in, well, hopefully they don't stay, in elementary school, forever, right? They're supposed to move on to secondary and so on and so forth, right? Same thing with your jobs. Okay. If you're in a job and you're stagnant, right? You're not living life. You understand? Because you can't be stagnant. You have to be changing. You have to be evolving. You have to be, growing, right? So it's all these things. Again, it's not one particular thing. You can't go through 7 years and just come up with, well, it's just one thing. No, right? It's a lot of different things, and all those things contribute to who we are today, right? Contribute to who we are today. Okay, 90% of you guys that are on here right now, I did not know you before on Passive. So there's growth within my family. You understand? We had, I guess I could say it, we had our dear brother, who's part of this team, here at my home, on the weekend, right? He popped up and, hey, come on in. You're welcome. You understand? So, we had that little bonding session, so to speak, overnight, right? So that was a good thing. Okay, did not know him before on Passive, right? But we're that close that we're willing to invite you into our home. You understand? Because you can't just invite anybody up inside your house. Okay, it just doesn't work that way, right? But you certainly have to have that trust. You have to have that love, right? Whereby, you can do stuff like that. So there's so much. Let me put it this way. Let's just say on Passive doesn't work out. Okay, I know no one wants to hear that, right? But let's just say, it doesn't work out. Okay, I would not consider it a failure. You understand? I would not consider it a failure, right? I think a lot of positive things have come out of it, right? Now, I'm not saying it's gonna fail for you. That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to give you like a worst case scenario. Let's say it doesn't, right? I would not look at it as, I wouldn't be mad. You understand me? I would just move forward because, again, that's who I am. I would just move forward, right? But just to add it in there, I still believe that things will work out, but work out in its own time. It's the timing we don't know. We don't know what is next. No one knows what is next, by the way. So don't be paying nobody no subscription or none of that stuff because they're going to give you breaking news, and don't be doing it. Okay. And if you are doing it, you need to stop doing it. Okay. But I'm not dictating to anybody. Right. So just saying. Okay. The bottom line is that no one knows until our CEO comes forward and he shares whatever he needs to share with us. And then we move forward. It's as simple as that, folks. Okay. And in the meantime, hey, do what you need to do. If it's to get a second job, get a second job. If it's to get a third job, get a third job. If it's to start a new business, start a new business. Whatever it is, it's on you, right? It's on you. Sometimes we hear people that come and they're like, oh, on Passive this and on Passive that, and and all these negative things. I'm like why? You know what I mean? Like why? Right? Get your mind right, because if your mind is right, something else will come along You understand me? And we'll be able to assist you in the meantime while you're waiting. Okay. But if your mind is not right, you'll never see it. You'll never see it. That's why people miss opportunities all the time, right? Like, again, a case in point, think of Bitcoins, folks. Think of the opportunity that so many of us missed, right? To see something, an asset, grow all the way up to $108,000 per coin. So that means if you have 10 of those, right, from way back when, and if by chances are you wouldn't have done this, but if by chance, if you only had 10, you probably would have, liquidated it at some point. But just imagine if you held on to it all this time, hey, just 10 of those would have made you a millionaire, right? So it definitely would have allowed you to become financially free. You understand? So my point is, we miss a lot of opportunities because our mind isn't right, right? We listen to the wrong set of people, right? It's not that we can't listen to people, but that's life. Like you said, we learn from each other. Iron sharpeneth iron, right? Right. So it's not that you can't listen to people, but a lot of times we listen to the wrong people and they lead you down the wrong path. You can't follow a blind man and expect to see. You understand? You can't, or you shouldn't, because the blind, you understand me, is going to lead you down the wrong path unless they're able to see beyond what their physical eyes is showing them. You understand? They have to be able to see beyond sight. Okay. And that's where visionaries come in. Okay. Not everybody's a visionary, even though we have two eyes and we can see 20/20 vision, all that stuff. Not everybody's a visionary. Not everybody can see. Not everybody can look beyond what's just in front of them. That's what separates those who are successful from those who are not. Okay, those who succeed in life tend to be able to look down the road, can see, you understand me, can analyze what's in front of them and make the right decision as to which direction to go in. Okay, all that analysis is important in life. And all of us have the ability to analyze. I'm not saying that you need some special skills, folks. No, right? All of us have that ability, but we have to be in tune to our inner self, right? In tune to the spiritual components of our lives. And we're so caught up, right, in the cares of this life that we miss things all the time. You understand? How many people actually have this moment to be, sitting in their homes, having this type of conversation, on a regular basis? How many people have that? Most people don't. They're so busy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's all about work, 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 work. Saturday comes, they got to do the shopping and maybe some cleaning. You understand? Sunday comes and some folks, okay, it's off to church or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're back at it again come Monday. It's just that cycle. So you never really have that time where you can actually put together quality hours, not just, sit down for 15 minutes. No, actually have time, whether it's 24 hours, whether it's 1 hour, whether it's 5 hours, actually have some quality time that you can put together just in thoughts, just thinking about things, just thinking about the world. Okay, what's going on in the world? You know what I mean? I saw this article. It talked about, 6 billion, 6 billion, I want to say, when it comes to pharmaceuticals, I want to say that it was 6 billion prescriptions. Yeah, that's right. 6 billion prescriptions a year, right? A year is been utilized. Like, folks, when you think about that, that's a massive number, right? It's a massive number. That's in the US alone. It's a crazy number, right? And I'm saying when people get a time to sit back and relax and think, then they realize that, what? Oh, I don't necessarily have to take that pharmaceutical product, right? Oh, maybe I should be taking something that's natural. Oh, I don't have to eat that, particular food that is not good for me. Oh, maybe I should be eating this instead. And like all these things, right? When people have time to sit back and reflect and think, right? It's that much easier to grow. It's that much easier to have success in life, because you can actually formulate plans. You can actually, put together a roadmap as to how you're going to get to whatever destination you're looking to get to. It's like, imagine just running out of the home. You're trying to get somewhere and just run out of the house because, oh, I'm running late and whatever, and you just go and, sometimes you make mistakes because you're rushing. You understand? As opposed to you actually had time to sit down and plan, you know what I mean? And all these things. As a matter of fact, I just experienced that this weekend, just on Friday. Can you imagine? My daughter showed up at a competition and she couldn't compete. Why she couldn't compete? Because we forgot to check and realize that you have to be in the call room at a certain time. And she got there 2 minutes. She was there in the place. She was doing her warm-ups, doing all these things, right? And then when she went over to go into the call room now, she got there 2 minutes late. She was supposed to be there for 5:05. She got in there at 5:07. But she wasn't even thinking of the time, right? So it wasn't that in her mind, she wasn't late. She was okay, I'm just going to go over there. I'm finished my warm. Let me go over there now. And she couldn't compete. And I can assure you, if she did compete, she would have won gold. You understand me? And that was like pretty much guaranteed. She would have won gold based upon the other competitors and so on and so forth. But the point is, it's a missed opportunity. Why? Because we were rushing. I jumped off a meeting, got in the car, got there, right? Got there in plenty of time, but we just didn't go through a normal routine where we would sit down and, okay, all right, this is the time you're going to be here at this time. Let's leave at this time and plan it out. You understand? So that just popped into my head just now, by the way, right? So, but you understand, this is the point I'm making. When you have time to sit down and strategize and put your plans together and all these things, then you can have success. But when you're just like flying by the seat of your pants or just, you know what I mean, just rushing, and that's how most people go through life. It's a rush, it's a rush, it's a rush. You know what I mean? Oh, don't have time for breakfast because I got to get going. Oh, don't have time for lunch because I have to get this done. Don't have time for dinner because I have to work late. And so, oh, can't go to bed on time because I have a project that is due. The manager says I have to get this on their desk in the morning. So I got to stay up all night to get, you understand? That's the life that we live, right? And it isn't good. Okay. If we go back and think of how it used to be back in the day, people had so much time, right? People had so much time on their hands. Now it's like, where did the time go? You understand? Right? So yeah. But anyways, I know I kind of went off and came back and went off again. So, but that's okay.
Well, the going off also, we're learning other things, right? But I think it's safe to say for most of us here, what we've learned also is patience. I think the most of us here learn patience and the relationships that you're talking about. I mean, we always talked about value. And I think for me, I invest in people more than anything else, right? So we invest in people and, talking about relationships that we didn't have. And now we have those relationships. And some of them are worth so much more than what, the money that we would gain at some point or whatever. But I invest in people. So it's really, really good. This is what I gleaned from what you said and also additional things. But thank you so much, Brother Michael. I know you have limited time and I don't want to hog you. So I'm sure there are people who also want to talk to you and ask you a couple of things. So I'm just going to give it back to Sister Debbie so that other people will have an opportunity to talk to you too. Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Lerato. I'm so glad that you did not hog him all to yourself today.
No,
You did so
no, I
well.
never do. I never.
Yeah, you're very generous and you share. So I'm seeing Sister Kenla, because Dr. Benny, I'm not seeing her face. Sister Kenla, you have a quick question for our brother? If yes, please proceed.
Absolutely. Brother Michael, welcome as usual. Thank you for being with us. It's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you. I wanted to ask a follow-up question with regards to, a combination of your question, Sister Debbie, about personal challenge Brother Michael has had, and also the theme of patience coming from the question that Sister Lerato just asked. Brother Michael, we listened to this conversation and it is easy to say it, but the balancing is where I think becomes the issue. How can you help us be able, while we face these challenges today in unpassive, those who are reluctant, those who are not even trying to listen to any more information or the misinformation or disinformation that is out there. How can we balance all of this around us, at the same time uplifting the mission, the vision of our CEO, and also knowing that we are holding on to our business on passive and will not let it go.
And I think it goes back to, being true to yourself, right? Like you have to be who you are, right? Like you really do, right? You have to be who you are. Stick to your core values. That's what's going to carry you through. And when people see that, they'll be attracted to you. You understand? Nobody wants to be in a mess. You understand? Like people, most people anyways, and there may be one or two, right? But most people, they don't want to be in a mess. You know what I mean? If you come to our home at any given day, no one would ever think that our home, they would think like, oh, wow, you just cleaned up. And that isn't the case, right? My wife she's just that person. That's just who she is. Everything she does, she's doing it like to the max. Like if we were like moving out of a home, for example, like she's cleaning that home from top to bottom as if she's moving into it. You understand me? That's just who she is, right? Even though we're leaving the place, like that's just the way she is. If someone calls and asks for assistance, you know what I mean? She's going to give, everything. Like she's not going to just, well, okay, I'll just do a little bit and just walk. No, she's going to do the most. You understand?
Yeah.
That's just who she is, right? And so, we try to encourage our children to do the exact same thing. Whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your ability, right? I don't care what it is, right? Okay, you don't like that physics teacher. Doesn't matter. You still need to show up and do what you need to do, you understand me, to the best of your ability. Don't worry about the teacher that you don't like. You understand? And it's the same thing within business, within on passive. Maybe there's somebody you don't like. You understand me? Don't worry about that person. Don't let that person steal your joy. You understand me? Be true to who you are. If you believe in on passive, continue to believe in on passive. If somebody else is coming and telling you, oh, on passive is this, and oh, the CEO is this, and that one is this, and that leader is this, and just shun them, right? You have a choice as to what you take in, right? You should always guard your mind, guard the things that come in. You understand me? And that includes individuals, right? Somebody sends you a video, right? Oh, you need to watch this video because da, 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 da. Okay, I'm good. I don't need to go watch the video. Thank you very much. You understand, right? You don't have to, because you're going to go through it and then you're probably going to get upset or something, right? All of a sudden now they just ruined your day, right? So no, it's not necessary. I always want to stay on the side of positivity. It doesn't mean that you can't get angry. The Bible tells you don't get angry, be angry, but don't sin. You understand me? So it's not saying that you can't be angry. We're human beings as well, right? You know what I mean? So you can have emotions and all these things, right? But you always want to just, be on the positive side of the fence, right? And you will always win. That's just how I look at it. I can look at my life and I can see where, we made a mistake here or made a mistake there or lost money here or lost, like whatever the case may be. But because of our mindset, you understand me, that we always believe, okay, it's okay, things going to work out anyways, right? And they do. Like, you understand? When I say it over and over and over and over again, a lot of the things I call them miracles, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I see it over and over. And what's the common denominator? The common denominator is my faith. The common denominator is that we as a family, we stay true to who we are. You understand me? When people are calling us this or saying this or all this other stuff, I'm not necessarily talking about on passive. In general, right? We just continue to be who we are, right? If our kids are doing whatever and people are saying this and whatever, hating on them or whatever the case, don't worry about all that stuff. You just be true to who you are and stay, you understand me, stay on the path. And that's what I think when it comes to on passive now, people just need to stay on the path that they've chosen for themselves, right? There's a reason why you jumped into on passive. Okay, go back to your first love. Understand, why did you come in? Why did you decide to be involved? Okay, and as long as those things are still present, right, then you continue to move forward with it, right? Until there's a reason for you to not to feel the way you do. But where is the reason? The reason can't be, well, nothing has happened so far. That can't be the reason. You understand me? Not because something hasn't happened. It's like a child says, okay, I'm trying to get a scholarship for this sport or this, get an academic scholarship or whatever. And because it hasn't happened yet, it doesn't mean that it won't happen, right? It can literally go to the 9th hour and then it happens. You understand, right? we've seen it. We've seen our kids get it early. We've seen the ones who got it late, but it still happened though, right? So there's no need to put fear. Fear is the thing that comes to steal our joy, right? We let fear come in, right? You don't need to let fear come in. Fear is not real. You understand me? It really isn't, right? You're scared of the dark. Well, what are you scared of? You know what I mean? Right? Like even myself, right? Fear comes when I'm going over a bridge, right? But, I talk myself through it and I get over no problem, right? So it's not that I can't go over it, right? But fear does come, and then I have to deal with that fear and to step on it, basically. You understand me? Right? And basically will myself to do what I need to do, right? So I'm saying, we just can't let that, be the thing that comes to steal our joy. Hold on, right, to what you've believed. You understand me? And as long as we do that, and when people see that, okay, all of a sudden now, it becomes contagious, right? And they start to feel the way you feel. You know what I mean? It's like you walk into a room and you're upset and you have a frown on your face and you're mad and all these things, right? What do you think is going to happen, right? Versus if you walk into the room and you're all, oh, hey, how's it going, guys? Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden you liven up that room. You understand me? That's what I say, certain people are the life of the party, right? You understand? You come into that room and the just how you are, right? That becomes contagious. And now the people want to be around you. Nobody wants to be around losers. It's as simple as that. No one does. You understand me? Right? People want to be around winners. People want to be around people who are going places, people who are successful, right? It's like we say, success begets success. It's a funny thing, right? You're doing a business and nobody wants to join the business because look at you and says, well, you've never been successful in these businesses, so why should I join you? But all of a sudden somebody comes in and puts on a three-piece suit and all this fan and look like, oh, wow, this person looks like money. Oh, I want to do what they're doing. You understand me? It's human nature, folks. If somebody comes to our home and walks inside that door, let's say somebody's coming, to do some work or whatever, and they walk through there, they're like, oh, wow, okay, I want to do what you're doing. It's a common reaction. You understand? Because that's just human nature. For all you know, I could have some dead bodies in my basement or something. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know nothing about me, but because you're looking on the outer and that's what you're going to be attracted to. That's the wrong thing. No, get to know the person and be attracted to the inner, not the outer. So that person's wearing, tear up jeans and whatever. Well, I guess tear up jeans is a thing now, so I can't even use that example. But you know what I mean, though. They're in rags, right? They're in rags. And so because they're in rags, you don't believe nothing they say. You don't want to do nothing they're doing. You know what I mean? But how do you know that person just wasn't putting that on, as a facade, right? The same way a person can put on a suit, look all nice and, sharp and all these things. And that's also a facade though, right? So you can't go by that. You have to go by the spirit. You have to go by, that person, right? When you get to know them. And that's what has happened in On-Passive. We are attracted to some people in On-Passive that, no matter what, we're going to go to battle with that person. Whereas there's others that we know it's just camouflage. It's just lip service. You understand me? It's just here now, gone tomorrow. They flip the next day and all these things. Because guess what? If I love you, I love you. Not because our relationship we have a breakup. It doesn't mean that the love isn't still there. You understand me? It's just that we just ain't going to work. You know what I mean? For whatever reason. But I'm still going to love you. I'm not going to be all of a sudden speaking ill of you. Right? Some people do that. They get a divorce and all of a sudden there's, oh my gosh, I was the worst person out there. Okay. Well, you weren't saying that when you were together. Now, were you? You understand me? Right? There's no need for that. Right? There's just no need. I mean, obviously the person was abusive and all these other negative stuff that comes along. That's a different story. But I'm talking about sometimes you just agree to separate or break down, and it doesn't have to be a marriage. It could be in friendship. You know what I mean? You guys have been friends for so long, and just a little thing came, and all of a sudden now, that was the worst person. And but were they the worst person though? You know what I mean? So my point is that as long as we're true to ourselves, right, others will see it. They'll be attracted to that, and they're gonna move with you no matter what it is that you do, because they recognize that, you know what? No, this person is sincere. This person is true, right? This person's always doing what they can to help others, and all those stuff, right? And that's, to me, that's how you move forward. That's how you carry on within On-Passive, right? And don't worry about the next person who chooses not to stay on board. that's on them. If they choose to jump off the ship, okay, let them jump off the ship. You know what I mean? Hopefully they're jumping onto land and not in the water, right? And if they're jumping in the water, hopefully they can swim, right? So, but we just have to be true to ourselves, Canla, right? I think that's the best way we can go about this thing, right? And whether it's on passive or anything in life, if we continue to be true to ourselves, good things will always happen for us.
Wow. Thank you, Brother Michael. That is going to be my own mantra for the week, reminding myself, reinforcing in those areas where I need to reinforce. And I hope all our dream team on perseverance that I hear will truly learn something from that. All right, Sister Debbie. Thank you, Brother Michael. I'll pass it back to you. If there is no other question, I have a question from Dr. John. But let me know.
You can proceed with Dr. John's question, and then Dr. Benny will be next.
Okay.
Unless she doesn't have a question, but I'm just looking at my time too, so let's be mindful that Brother Michael does not have a lot of time to spend with us. So you may proceed, Queen Kanda. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Brother Michael, this is a question from Dr. John. He is not with us this afternoon, but I know he's going to watch later on. He wanted me to read out this question to you, saying he wants to start by thanking you for your exceptional leadership and encouragement that you continue to provide to all of us here in OnPassive. You have made us believe in OnPassive by supporting our CEO to help many of us to believe that our business, our company OnPassive is real, affordable, and most importantly, that it was designed to benefit a majority of those who get in. So while we wait for our CEO and his staff, what would you advise?
It sounds like a loaded question, but anyways, again, it comes back to the same thing, right? People have to do what they need to do in order to take care of themselves and their family. I mean, it really is that simple. It's not rocket science, folks. Okay, OnPassive, to my knowledge, is not a cult. You understand? Right? So prior to OnPassive, I had multiple businesses going at the same time. Okay, before OnPassive. Okay. When we created Automatic Internet Millionaire, it was based upon having multiple streams of income. Okay. Whereby we combined multiple opportunities into one, but all into one umbrella. Okay. So that means sometimes we have 3 different businesses going on at the same time, 4 different businesses going on at the same time, but it was all under one umbrella. Okay. And then we created a system whereby all people had to do was really just get in. And then we did the marketing and all these other stuff for them and what have you. Okay. When we came into OnPassive now, for us, it was like, oh, okay, if OnPassive is going to be, all done for you, the whole Catmo idea, if that's what this is going to be, then you know what, though, we can stop all that we're doing and just redirect everyone to get involved in OnPassive, because it's exactly what we were trying to do, but this is much bigger. Okay, this is a much larger scale. Okay. So I believed that coming in here, people are going to have greater success, faster success, all of these things. You understand? Again, this is going back to 2018. So I'm speaking of when we're in 2018, this was the thought process, right? And so, as we come in and as we, do what we're doing, but then we realize that, okay, certain things happen, things change. No one, we don't know the future. Okay. We're not God. Okay. So we don't know the future. And so we see that, okay, well, things have not manifested in the time frame that we're hoping for it to do. So what do you do in the meantime? Do you sit there and just wait? Everyone's situation is different. Okay, so for folks who have a job, okay, so they have a 9-to-5 job, okay, but there's a reason why you join OnPassive, though. If the job was enough, then you probably wouldn't have joined OnPassive. You understand? Some people had 2 jobs and they're hoping that, well, if on passive can replace one of my jobs, then I'm going to be good. For some people, it's like, okay, I'm in retirement, but my pension isn't enough. So I'm in on passive because I'm hoping it can supplement my pension. You understand? And the list goes on and on and on. Some people are in businesses and the business is not going that well. They say, hey, if this on passive, that could replace my business, or on passive could be my new career. All these different thoughts that people had when we got involved. Okay, but here we are and we're waiting. So while we're in wait mode, what do? Do you just sit back and says, well, okay, Mr. Mortgage Company, Mrs. Mortgage Company, I'm waiting for on passive, so just, bear with me. That ain't gonna work, folks. You understand me? The bank's gonna come and take your home, and then what? Then you're gonna go blame on passive. Well, it's because I was waiting for on passive, and that's why I lost my home. That's nonsense. Okay, that's not on passive responsibility, folks. And this is why I say you can't listen to certain people. That's not on passive responsibility. Okay, somebody said, well, you need money, go get a job. Okay, but if you haven't worked in 20 years, 30 years, all of a sudden you're going to go out there and get a job? Like, really? Does that make sense? No. Do what you need to do. So whether that's get a second job, third job, fourth job, fifth job, whether that's start a business, whatever it is, whether it's doing multiple businesses, whatever the case may be, do what you need to do to take care of yourself and your family so that you're not put out on the street, because the bank is not going to listen to that. You understand me? They're not going to take that into consideration. Okay, you're a good guy. Okay, don't worry. We got you. We'll let you don't pay your mortgage for as long as possible, until when on passive comes, then, you can now repay us, what is outstanding. That's just nonsense, folks. You understand me? Just utter nonsense, right? So not because you decide to go do another business, it doesn't mean that you have no faith in on passive. It means that you need to do what you need to do to take care of yourself and your family. Not because you go get a second job, it doesn't mean that you have no faith in on passive. There are many leaders, okay, who went back to work. You understand me? Like, meaning they went back to getting a job, and lots of people have done that, right? Okay, are we upset at them? No, right? Hey, do what you have to do to take care of yourself and your family. So if this here, business A, business B, business C, whatever the case may be, if that's what you need to do to go take care of yourself and your family, then you do it, folks. That's only common sense. You understand me? That's just the right thing to do. And I would encourage everyone to do just that. Just be mindful of what you're doing, though. Don't just jump into A and B and C. Don't just jump in. You know what I mean? Make sure it's something that aligns with whatever your values are, whatever your goals are, and so on and so forth. Make sure it's something that's going to help you. You know what I mean? Make sure it's not something that's going to be here and then 30 days later it disappears, right? All these things. So I'm not saying go into something blind, right? No, right? But it is up to each individual. It's not up to our CEO. It's not up to this one or that one or that one. It's not up to anyone. You understand me? Right? It's up to you as an individual, to take care of yourself and your family, because at the end of the day, no one else is going to pay your bills. So if you're not going to pay my bills, and if someone's not going to pay your bills, then you should not be listening to that person, taking advice from them as to what you should do. You understand me? It's as simple as that, folks. Right? And I don't even know why people don't even get that. Are you kidding me? That's not even a second thought. That's not even, well, okay, but John says that I shouldn't do anything, or John threatens me that, the NDA, you're going to be kicked out, and this nonsense. Okay? Nonsense. Okay? Don't listen to foolishness, folks. Our CEO is a man that has a compassionate heart. It's as simple as that. And I'm sure he would encourage you to do what you need to do to take care of yourself and your family, while they, meaning on passive, is doing what they need to do behind the scenes to get it ready to bring it to the marketplace. You understand? Because I don't see any other way. I don't see our CEO coming and saying, oh my gosh, Debbie, I can't believe you're doing this. Oh my gosh, Dr. Derek, I can't believe you're doing this. Oh my gosh, Canla, I can't believe you're doing this. Right? Why didn't you just wait for us? Wait, why didn't you wait? And then I said, okay, well, but Mr. CEO, so here's the other side of it. Oh, Mr. CEO, I lost my house, because I was waiting for on passive. What do you think he's going to say to you? You're stupid, right? You probably won't use that word, but you know what I mean? But think about that though, folks, like really, right? You'll be silly, right? Let me use that word instead, okay? You'll be silly to just sit there and wait. It's like that whole, I don't know what you call it, a little story, if you wish, right? Where the person's waiting for God to come, you know what I mean? And God send them this, send them that, all these different things. And you're there waiting. I'm waiting for God. I'm waiting for God, right? Again, person dies, go to heaven. I'm sure you guys all know this story, right? But God, why? What happened? I was waiting. Buddy, I sent you a boat and you chose not to get in the boat. You know what I mean? I sent you a lifeline. You chose not to, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth, right? It's the same thing, folks. You know what I mean? We're all grown adults. Okay. We all have sense. We're none of us are stupid, right? We all have sense. Okay. God has given us sense, right? And so we can use that to decide what we want to do, how we're going to move forward. Okay. If there was no unpassive, what would you be doing? Right? If there was no unpassive, what would you be doing? What would I be doing? I'll be in some sort of business. That's what I'll be doing. Okay. So while we wait, guess what? I am in some business, okay, that I feel confident about, and I choose to move forward with it. Simple. I'm not begging anyone to come forward with me. I'm not, telling people, hey, you got to do what I do. None of that stuff. No one is, what's the word? Harassing anyone. You understand me, right? None of that. Come on, folks. Really? You know what I mean? There are people who choose to have YouTube channels and they do lives and videos and all these things and they monetize it. That's their choice. Why? Who am I to blame them for doing that? That's what they choose to do. You understand me? And if they're able to monetize and make some money from that, all the power to them. But that's your choice, though. That's not my choice. The same way somebody says, you know what, I want to be an engineer. The person, well, I don't want to be no engineer. Oh, but you can make a lot of money being an engineer, though. But I don't want to be an engineer. I want to go be a school teacher. You understand me? So we can pick and choose what we want to do in life, not because somebody says, but guys, listen, you need to get involved in real estate. There's lots of money. Okay. Most people don't make money in real estate. Okay. It's as simple as that. But are there people making millions? Absolutely they are. Right? But it doesn't mean that, oh, come guys, everybody, let's go, do real estate. It doesn't work that way, folks. You know what I mean? You have some lawyers that make a lot of money and you have a lot of lawyers that are struggling. Yes. And they went to school for 7 years. You understand? So folks, we just have to be mindful. Just be mindful. I think it comes right back to the word love. That's what it's really about. Okay. If I love you, I'm going to be thinking about what's in your best interest. I'm not going to just put my interest before yours. I'm not going to do it. You understand me? I remember years ago, I was in the insurance industry and I would sit down, family will come to my office and, they'll come in, and I'll tell them, bring whatever, if you have policies, existing policy, bring all those stuff, come. If you have any segregated funds, if you have mutual funds, like bring everything, anything that's financial, bring it, come. And we would go through and we'll analyze everything. And at the end of the day, if they did not need anything more than what they have, that's what the outcome is going to be. You guys are doing great. You're doing fine, blah, blah, blah. And there you go. You understand me? Because I'm not putting my interest in front of other people's interests. Whereas you do have some people, oh, no. You have a term insurance. Oh, you need to cancel that. You need to have a permanent insurance plan. You know what I mean? Right? Or, oh, you don't have enough. You need to have more. Let me, you understand me? Right? To me, you succeed in life by putting people, their needs, looking out for their best interests, right? And if you keep doing the right things in life, folks, I'm telling you, I promise you, this is the guarantee that I can make. You're going to make it. You're going to be okay. You understand? But if you're that individual that likes to take advantage of people, it's going to come back and bite you. It really is. You understand me? If you're that individual that's always lying to people, you're going to be found out, right? It's just that simple. Happens all the time, folks. Okay, hey, Bernie Madoff went on, he did this thing for 17 years, but eventually what happened? You understand, right? That's just how it is, folks. For some people, it may 30 days and then bust. For some people, it may be 5 years and bust. Who knows? But the point is, I know I can always sleep good at night when I do get a chance to sleep, right? Because I'm okay with everything that I'm doing. I'm okay with everything in my life. You understand me? My wife can look at me and she can be proud of me. My kids can look at me and they can be proud of their dad. You understand me? Because they know that this is how we operate. This is how we conduct ourselves, right? When we go to different events and so on and so forth, okay, people know that guy right there, he's always going to be supporting everybody. He's always going to be cheering for everybody. You understand me? Because that's just who we are. It's not pretense. You understand me? It's not baloney, okay, right? We are who we are, and we will continue to be who we are no matter what, whether on passive or no on passive. Doesn't matter. We're going to still be who we are. It's as simple as that, okay? Because at the end of the day, like I said, we all going to have to give an account, whether you like it or not, and whether you believe it or not, okay? We're all going to have to give an account, okay, to our Creator. It's as simple as that, all right?
That was a lot, Brother Michael, but you did. Oh my goodness. I will just let that sink. Let everybody take it in. Over to you, Queen Sister Debbie. Thank you, Brother Michael.
Thank you, Sister
You're
Kanla.
welcome.
Thank you, Dr. John. And thank you once more, Brother Michael. Dr. Benny.
You bet.
Dr. Benny's question will be, your discussion will be the last, so we can let Brother.
Are you sure? Are you ready for me? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for. I don't think I can ever be ready for you, Dr. Benny. I don't know.
Oh, happy Sunday, and I really appreciate you coming here. But before I proceed asking you the question, I just want to thank our Heavenly Father. I notice you keep talking about our Creator. Thank God, because without Him, we are nothing. We give Him all the glory and let His will be done. Thank you so much. Now, our only Brother Michael, is it a time frame for you and I, or for us, to accept the truth as we grow and change in this 2025? Can we doubt something that we previously engaged in, like unpassive? And what can users or founders expect from unpassive in this coming year, 2025?
Okay, boy, yeah, you're right. Am I ready for you? Whew. Okay, folks, it's a very simple answer, right? And the answer is we don't know. No one knows, right? It's not an answer people want to hear, but it's the truth, though, right? The truth is we don't know. We have to wait for our CEO to come and say, okay, guys, this is the next phase, okay? And once he gives us that information, now we can make an informed decision, okay, with whatever he gives us. Some people are going to like it, and I'm sure there's going to be some people that's not going to like it, because things have changed. Things have changed. Our CEO has said that. It's not me putting words in his mouth. He has come out. He's let us know that things have changed, guys. Okay. Now, what has changed? We don't know. We have to wait to see it. You understand me? We have to wait for it to be presented in front of us. Okay. And then all of us can look at it, and then we can talk about it. Hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think about the changes? Okay, is this good? Is this bad? All those things, right? And then we'll be able to, move forward. I think at the end of the day, our CEO wants to do his best, right? And I'm sure he's doing his best right now, right? He wants to do his best, folks, okay? But we don't live in a world where we're isolated, okay? We don't live in a vacuum. You understand? There are certain rules that govern, okay, our society, right? And so we know there's a spinoff. There's a lot of, decentralization, if you wish. But where unpassive is concerned, we're still within that centralized world. And that world is governed by central banks, is governed by various governments, and so on and so forth. Okay. So, we can't just go do whatever we want to do. It doesn't work that way. You understand me? So we have to wait and see what's going to happen. Are we going to get that news? Today's the 23rd, end of this month. We don't know. Are we going to get that news a month from now? We don't know. That's just the truth, folks, and that's what I work with. Right? 6 months from now, we don't know. This year, 2025, we don't know. You understand? But at some point, he will have to come and say what he's going to say. He will. That much I know. That much I'm confident in, that he will come and say something. As to what that something will be, I don't think any of us knows, folks, right? Like none of us, you know what I mean? So this is where patience come back in again. But it's been 7 years. We understand, we get it. But guess what, folks? You have people that have worked for 30 years, 40 years, you understand? And they are willing to go to work day in, day out, week after week, month after month, year after year. They're willing to do that. And we know what happens for most people at the end of those 40 years. So let's say they start working at 25, they retired at 65. Okay, that's 40 years, right? At the end of that period, they have nothing, folks. That's why we see people that are 65, people are 70, people are 80, people are 85. They're still looking for something because they went through the work process and they have nothing at the end because that whole system is a lie, folks. And a lot of people won't, they refuse to accept it. You have people right now that have master's degree and they're working at McDonald's. Not even as a manager, they're flipping burgers. And yet they have a master's degree. Are you kidding me? Right? Can you imagine you went to school for, 5 years, 6 years, however long it took, right? Post-secondary, right? However long it took for you to get that master's degree. Some of them have multiple master's degree and they're making $1,000 a month right now in the job that they're, because I know this for a fact, folks. That's why I'm not, this is not just throwing stuff out. I'm giving you facts. Okay. There are people I know that, yes, have multiple master's degree. And yet the job that you're at right now is paying them $1,000 a month. Now you tell me, right? How does that even make sense? Right? So my point to all of that is to say that, people are willing to go through 30, 40 years, whatever, right? Okay, it's only been 7 years as Unpassive is concerned, okay? And yet, if things turn out the way that we're hoping that it will, it could literally change your financial future, right? Over a 12-month period. You understand? So sometimes, folks, right? Sometimes you go, and then poof, in the blink of an eye, right? Everything just changes. It's almost like an instant jackpot. That happens. Sometimes you start a business and you're working hard at the business, right? And in a short period of time, poof, okay, you have all that you're looking for, right? And so that's how I see it. You know what I mean? People, they're putting aside $100 a month, hoping that by the time they retire, they would have put aside enough, right? So that can now fund their retirement. And yet we know we have people that have saved hundreds of thousands of dollars, and yet it's still not enough because when they're ready to retire, the market is down and they can't afford to retire because what the projection was, the investment advisor, the financial advisor, planner, or whatever, right, sat down with you and did all their projections and all these things. Oh, yes. By the time you reach 65, you're going to have so much money in your portfolio, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But they don't know the future. You understand me? So all of a sudden you're ready to retire. Now it's like, well, this is what my financial advisor said. I was going to have, $1.7 million in my IRA or my 401k or my RSP or whatever it is. You understand? And then you're looking at it and it's like, oh, but it's half that amount. What happened? The markets happen. That's what, folks. You know what I mean? You can't dictate what the market is going to do. So whether that's in stocks, mutual funds, segregated funds, whatever it is, the point is, when it comes to a business, things can change just like that, for the good or even for the bad. But we're hoping for the good, and we just simply have to continue to wait for our CEO to come. And when he does, whenever that is, folks, whenever that is, right? I'm sure we all thought, okay, end of 2024, that, we're good to go. Okay, well, it's now March. Okay, so we don't know, folks. So all we have to do is just do what you need to do to take care of yourself and your family. And when that news come, then we can react to it. Okay, that's all we can do, folks. Okay.
Thank you so much, my brother. We appreciate you and we love you. But God loves you the most.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you so much. We can always count on you, when it comes to God. Right? We can always count on you. No matter what, Dr. Benny is always there saying, I want to thank my Almighty Father, right? And which is a good thing. She's not ashamed of what she believes, right? And that's a good thing. And I think most of us, are that way. So at this point, I'm just going to say thank you guys for having me. I don't know when you'll see me again on this platform, but we will see how things go as we move forward. So if you don't see me, don't be worried, don't be scared. I'm still here, okay? But in case you don't see me, right, just don't want it to be a shock. Come next month, you guys don't see me. It's like, whoa, what happened? Okay, so just so you know. But unpassive is in our heart. That hasn't changed. We're not about people from the standpoint of showing your face and people patting on your back and all of that. We didn't join unpassive for any of that, folks. Okay, but we certainly believe in people as far as wanting to help people in everything that we do. Doesn't matter if it's to sit down with a child and say, okay, let me help you with your math, then that's what it is. You understand me? If it is to go to somebody's house and, okay, you need some movers, no problem, we'll come help you move. You understand? It's whatever we can do, right? However we can do to assist people. We're not always able to assist, right? But we try to do our best, because when we do our best, then we just live with the results. Okay, that's all we can do, folks. Do your best, and then you live with the results, whatever that may be. You understand? That is something that we live by. Our family lives by it, including our children. Is do your best, and you live with the results. If you go to a track meet, you do your best. If you go to a basketball game, you do your best. If you're sitting in the classroom, right, you got that physics test coming up, you do your best. You do your best, and then you live with the results, because you can't do more than your best. You understand? You can't. So if your best happens to be a 68%, it is what it is. If your best happens to be a 92%, it is what it is, right? As long as you did your best. The issue comes in, folks, is when you don't do your best, okay? And because you did, because even if you got 90%, but you didn't do your best, I'm still gonna be upset. You understand? Because you didn't do your best, right? Oh, but I came in first. Yeah, but you didn't do your best though, right? It's always about doing your best. If you did your best and you came in last, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, because you did your best. You see the difference, folks? It's always about doing your best. Put your best foot forward, right? Speak your best, right? In everything that you do, right? Because guess what? When other people aren't looking, your creator's looking. You understand? He sees and knows all, right? So it's not about, well, oh, I know Canla's looking, so let me say a nice word. I know Dr. Benny's here, so let me say something nice to her. No, it's always do your best at all times, and you live with the results. All right. Thank you so much. And I must
Can I just say thank you first before you leave? I promise I won't take long. We want to just appreciate all your dedication. You've dedicated so many years with us here. You've educated us. We appreciate everything you've said to us, and we cherish you. Thank you, Brother Michael.
Thank you. And with that, a good afternoon, a good night, good morning, good sunshine, good Sunday, good whatever. Okay. Nothing but goodness. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Brother Michael.
Thank you. We miss you.
All right.
Wow, that was awesome.
Michael. Okay. Woo. Here we are. This segment, I did see a question from Brother Naga, but from the answers that we received, that Dr. John's question and Dr. Benny's, it answered Brother Naga's question, unless you see otherwise, Sister Yvonne. Your lips are moving, but you're muted.
Sorry about that. Yes, I always keep muted because you never know. But no, there are no other questions. I did see that one as well. So thank you. No.
Oh, you're welcome. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. And I will call on Dr. Derek. Dr. Derek, thank you so much for the animation. You're just so awesome. Thank you. If you have something for us, please, Dr. Derek, I'll pause here for you. I also saw Sister Aisha, who joined us. Sister Aisha, welcome. I'm glad you're able to have data on your device today. It's very difficult. Okay, Dr. Derek is alive. Always alive and ready.
And kicking and kicking. Have mercy. What a wonderful presentation. Queen Lerato Shadare, and of course, King Michael Williams. Really have mercy. Appreciate. Thank you very much, Queen Lerato, for the word. Definitely. Just want to elaborate on something that, and this is my belief, actually, so to speak. We are church because church is people. Church is not a building, and that's what we have to remember. All right. So you can go to church, you can go to a synagogue, you can go to the sanctuary, you can go to an edifice. All right. You can't go to church. You go to sanctuary because we are the church. I think it's Philippians, and yes, Philippians 2 and verse 5, I think, if I am not mistaken, right? But I think that's where it is found, not sure. Philippians 2 verse 5. Let this mind be in you. So it has the mind of Christ have to be in a person, not in a thing, not in an object, not in a building. The mind of Christ has to be in a person, right? That's one. My temple, my body is the temple of the Holy Ghost. So the Holy Ghost is living inside of us. That is where the Holy Spirit dwells, inside of us. So that is the sanctuary, that is a sanctuary of the Holy Spirit in me. So which means I am now the church. So yes, I am the church. You are the church. We are the church. People is what makes the church, not the building. Not the building. So if you clear out your furniture out of your living room and people meet there to worship, then that's the church. The church is at worship. So it's people. The church is at worship. All right. So let us be. You see, we have been kind of brainwashed for a long time, especially when you go back to history, the Dark Ages. That is 1,260 years of Christian persecution by Rome, when the Colosseums were filled with believers in Christ. And if you were even caught with a Bible leaf, they would put you to death, whether by burning to the stake. People like Husk and Jerome burned to the stake, or lions come out and rip you up. That was their HBO and Cinemax and Stars back in the day. The Roman Colosseums, where physical people, Christian people, were actually put to death at the entertainment of the nobles. of that day. And that is where we are coming from. So we don't remember the history that we are really coming from as a Christian people. Don't remember. And so what we do, well, it's the plan of the enemy for us to fight against each other instead of loving each other and building each other. We try our very best to fight. And that is why, unfortunately, everywhere you go, including on passive, people try to put themselves in positions that they can lord over somebody. That's it. And so you have WhatsApp police that police WhatsApp. And if you don't spell unpassive with uppercase, they kill your case. My God. Some petty little things. Come on, people, let us love each other and stop with those petty things. Right? It's neither here nor there. Come on. Oh, and then boot you out of the group because you spell unpassive with lowercase letters and all of those things. And they have to be rigid. You understand? But I do thank King Michael for what he said, because listen, you have to do what you have to do. Ash Mufareh update in the updates that is from me. We'll soon put you over to Queen Kanla, Rahel, Neng, to say a few words. But listen, Ash Mufareh says we are moving forward. We are moving forward. All right? So what that means to me is that you and I have to do what we need to do to move forward. In the meantime, we have to move forward in what we can do to generate a little income. However that is done, whether you monetize your YouTube channel, whether you go flip burgers, or whether you get involved in another authentic business, whatever it is, right? And just as what Michael said, now based on Ash Mufareh's integrity that we know, well, that I know, you start a little business, whether it's a lemonade stand or you're selling Audible on Amazon, or you are in a MLM like Amway. Do you think that Ash Mufareh is going to tell you, no, don't do that, don't do that? No. No. And if that is the case, how dare him? Because he's not taking out $10,000 a month and giving to us just like that. No. So that is so demeaning that somebody think they are big enough and massive enough to be telling you and I, big grown people. Anyway, that is my update. Do what you need to do to move forward until Ash Mufareh do what he needs to do for unpassive to move forward. All right? That's the biggest update I can give you. Do what you need to do to move forward. Don't stuck. When you're stuck, you die. That's why people commit suicide. All right. So again, do what you need to do to move forward until Ash Mufareh does what he need to do to move on passive forward. So until he comes and tell us, all right, we are ready to go. We are ready to go. We are ready to go. And we're going next whenever. Do what you need to do to move forward. Thank you very much. Over to you, Queen Kanla.
Perhaps I even forgot to remind myself. And so which ties all together with what Dr. Derek is saying. Be true to yourself to do what you need to do to pay your bills, not what someone is telling you. All right, back to you, Dr. D. Oh, I did not introduce myself. You see, that is what happens when you get inspired, when Dr. Derek brings you in and you are just so into it, you forget that you've not introduced yourself well. I know many of us already know who I am, but for those who may not know or who are coming in, this is, I am Kanla Rahel Nge from the state of Delaware, working with Dr. Derek on the Dream Team. I wear multiple hats. So if you see me coming back in other parts of the webinar, yes, that is me. So thank you. Over to you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Kanla Rahel. Really appreciate your lovely smiling face. Thank you very much. Appreciate. And so right now we will hand it back over to First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny.
Well, thank you so much, King Dr. Derek, for this opportunity. I know that our presenter is gone for today. So anyway, let me just introduce our question and discussion team. Well, Queen, our one and only Queen Yvonne.
Greetings, Dr. Benny. You know, I'm always going to be short and sweet here. So, my name is Yvonne Finn, and I reside in Toronto, Canada. And I am part of the Dream Team, obviously, and I monitor the chat. I sometimes do other things, but today it's just a chat.
Yes, as we all know, she wears multiple hats as well. And then before I introduce the next person, I really want to take this special moment, despite the fact that I have already thanked God, but I want to thank him again for bringing all of us together this afternoon, evening, or morning. It all depends upon your location. But I really want to thank our our welcome team, Queen Marie Pendy. We love you so much with your dedication that you have within this amazing company. I know King Alfred is not here at the moment. Our moderators, as King Derek always say, our host of the most, Queen Debbie McCormick. Queen Debbie McCormick. We're so pleased knowing that you are here, and we know that you will be here with us for a long time. Our moderators, we have, you guys know some of our brothers and sisters who are working behind the scene, right? At YouTube, you have Queen Rose and our handsome brother. He said he is the most handsome man, Brother Mumudu Jallo. Thank you so much, Brother and Queen Rose, for your love and dedication and the support that you have within this amazing webinar, as well as our company. Guess what? You guys know our mindset. They say the word of mindset. We want to thank our Queen Lerato for her love, for her support. You know, she always talk about mindset because our CEO loves mindset, as well as King Dr. Derek. Thank you so much for showing us the love, for making us to understand what is going on, for us to prepare ourselves when in French they say l'argent, when the dollars start coming. So we'll get prepared for ourselves. Thank you so much, Queen Lerato. And we all know our presenter who is gone for today. We love him so much. Our King Michael Williams Ames. We love you. Thank you for the questions and answers that you were able to answer all our questions. Right? We are happy. And, the love that he has within this company, I wish he was here, right? I would say, hey, Brother Michael, you really love Unpassive, oh, Papa God. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I want to thank our update team, King, Dr. Derek, and Queen Kanla Rahel. You notice that she wears what? Quadruple hats? Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey, there's nothing that I can say but to say I love each and everyone, because Queen Lerato say, hey, did anyone say I love you this morning, afternoon, evening? I love you. That's what Queen Lerato will say. Thank you so much. Guess what? Queen Kamla, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, Queen Dr. Benny, First Lady of Unpassive.
You bet.
Yes. And there she is. Thank you, my First Lady. So I am Kanla Rahel from the first state of Delaware, and also working as a team with Q&D with Dr. Benny and the others. While I leave the others to introduce themselves, I just want to take this moment as well to say thank you to Dr. Patience, Sister Pat, and DrJohn Ajongwen for the wonderful platform we have in the Dream Team. They may not be with us today. I know most of us have seen that they are not here, but because they are in transit. But they are going to listen to the webinar, or they may join us at some point if possible. But we can as well acknowledge them, express our sincere gratitude and appreciation for the platform and for each of their contributions every time, every week, because without the platform, we will not be here. There will be no Dream Team. It takes all of us to make up Dream Team. It's everyone, the leaders, and all our contributions. So we may miss you for this webinar, but know that you're loved and you're missed for today, but we look forward to seeing you, Dr. Patience and Dr. John Ajongwen. And thank you for the wonderful question. That was awesome. Brother Michael blew our minds away with your question, Dr. John. Back to you, Dr. Benny.
Thank you so much. I know Queen Yvonne, I'm coming to you. We want to thank Queen Julie as well. I know that she's behind the scene. We love you, Queen Julie and Chloe. May the Lord be with her. May the Lord guide her. May the Lord protect her and bring her back to us firm. All right. Queen Yvonne Finn, could you please proceed?
This is just my little part we had. I don't like to talk, but I'm going to ask a question. It's probably a rhetorical question because our presenter is not here. First, I'd like to thank Queen Lerato. Basically, what she has said is, at the end of life, not let us have any regrets because we have given it our best and we poured all of us out into whatever we're doing. And right now we're talking about unpassive. So we're taking an example from our CEO, do it or die. He says, how you do anything is how you do everything, meaning that you do give your best. And then at the end, I think she said, well, I know she said, let us not be double-minded because our Creator has given us a mind that's powerful, full of love, and it's sound. We are all free agents into unpassive. Nobody made us come here. And so we should not be running around trying to blame each other or lord it over each other. What I don't understand is why human beings are like this. Why do we always want to manage, manipulate, and master other people when we can't even master ourselves most times? I don't get it. So that is my question. And who are they protecting when they're going around, spying on other people? Are they protecting themselves or our CEO? He doesn't need any protection. What is it? What is the end game there? I don't know I know that Michael Williams is not here and he's probably the best person to answer that, but that is the question. Who are they really protecting? That is the question. And I don't think I'll get an answer, but I just had to ask that question. Thank you for letting me speak.
Could you save that question the day Mr. Michael Williams come back and let us bombard him with this question?
Okay. All right.
Write it and save it.
Yes. Okay.
Please.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you and we love you. Yes, as Queen Kanla said, hey, we want to thank the doctors J and P Ajongwen. As they are driving, let them drive safely to their destination and come back home safely. That's all, because the Lord is going to be with them. I always talk about God, and I am not afraid of anyone when I talk about God. Although we have people who pretend and talk about him, and you know that we always say actions speak louder than word, right? I have noticed a lot, but no matter what is happening, he is going to continue to guide all of us and protect all of us, whether we like it or not. If you want to pray, you pray. If you don't want to, it's okay. But what we need to do at the moment is to be patient and just wait for our CEO to come back whenever he is ready. As you all know, our company deals with artificial intelligence and machine learning. Hey, he is working behind the scene. Hey, sometimes I try to find out from you guys that by you putting $250, can you even start a business with $250? Hey, the answer is no. No complaints, and let us just wait for him. Thank you all. I just want to say I love each and everyone. Hey, Mr. Dr. Derek, proceed.
Is Dr. Derek going to speak? I have something I wanted to read. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, okay, all right.
Proceed, Queen Yvonne, because then we can hand it over to Dr.
Queen Rosanna Badula, did you see her comment? She says, Dr. Benny, I was late coming into the meeting because I was on the phone with my bank because 2 fraudulent activities were there for today, Sunday, on my account. And she wants to thank you for cybersecurity lessons you were teaching us. So I guess that was helpful.
Thank you so much. No, I am just happy because there are some people who say, what is cybersecurity? Why are you teaching cybersecurity in on-passive? But people don't understand the importance of cybersecurity, not only within on-passive, but all over the globe. We need to protect ourselves, password and everything. Thank you, Queen Rosanna. I love you with all my heart, mind, and soul. Now I'm going to hand it over to our host of the most, our one and only Queen Debbie McCormick. Unmute yourself, sweetheart. Queen Kanla, can you unmute her?
Yes. Okay. I'll just proceed then if she comes back.
Go ahead.
Maybe just muted.
Oh, she's on her phone, so she's having some. Okay, there we go.
She's having the talk. Yes, that's all right. Okay.
Yep. I'm here, fam.
Over to you, sis.
What I go left stone, no. Thank you all, guys. Since morning I went to church, came back, and I was starving, so I needed to get something into my system. I don't want to collapse in front of the camera. Have not eaten since last night, so I just had a snack. Wow, what an amazing day we had with our brother. Those bombarding him with questions, and each question, it took him about 15 to 20 minutes to answer one. Did you realize that? It was very informative. And his comment in the end is also worth noting. I will not expand on that, but he did share with me, he honestly did not want to show up today. I had to beg because he said he's very, 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 very busy and didn't have time to come. But I said, well, the fly is already out. And he showed up and he delivered. So I'm grateful that we had him today. And we're going to talk more in our planning session. So at this time, maybe what I have to say is that we should pray for all the sick people in our on-passive families, starting with this family where we are, our dream team patients, our baby Chloe, Mama Ajongwen, and Sister Benny has a couple of them. I'm trying to remember somebody, Asongwe. I don't remember all the names, but I saw it in the chat. Let's pray for all our sick on passive, especially the dream team ones that we know and have mentioned their names, and those that we know but have not been able to mention their names. We pray for them, and we ask that God should send his healing spirits through the nurses and doctors who are caring over them. So with that, I will say thank you all once more. We look forward to seeing you again on this and other sister channels that we work with. Dream Team is Tuesdays, Sundays. Deep Dive is Tuesdays, Brother Saga, Brother Naga.
Peace and blessings,
good evening.
family.
Tuesdays and Thursdays we have Deep Dive, and Wednesdays we have Julie Pierre, and Mondays we have Miriam Edwards, and on a daily basis, we have our darling sister Yvonne Square, Yvonne Finn, and Yvonne Mundi on a daily basis, midday. And Sundays, we come back here, not forgetting Singapore, Malaysia Global on Thursday mornings. So we thank everyone who's been here with us, and we look forward to seeing you again in all those forums that I just mentioned. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Maybe everyone can unmute themselves and we say in it to win it. And this will be the end of our webinar for today. On to the next one, please.
So we're in it to win it.
In it to win it. Oh, Queen Nadu.
Queen Dr. Nadu.
We are in it to
Thank
win
you,
it.
Queen Dr.
Dr. Benny. He needs to win it.
What
We
happened,
are
man?
in it to win it. I think Dr. D maybe might have been trying to unmute or then muted.
Oh, I forgot to thank the YouTube viewers.
Unmute. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Derek.
What's going on?
I don't know what happened.
It's okay. We'll just wait for Dr. Derek to do the closing.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I talk small?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Brother Naga.
Thank you. Good to see you all. I love you, everyone. I'm very happy to see our team, deep team. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love one person. I pray Ash Mufareh good health and success.
Dr. Benny, you are
We all
glowing.
success together with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Naga. We love you. Hey, please, I need each and everyone to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Can you guys do that? And me, well, just click on it and say you love me.
Already do.
Thank you. I know Queen Kamala has hers as well.
Oh, yes. Thank you.